A woman slipped her finger into a machine that could predict how you would die. The machine instantly spat out a small slip of paper. It read, "Old age." The woman was thrilled, smiling like a child. She thought to herself that she could finally live out the rest of her life in peace and happiness. She put her headphones back on and continued jogging, but the very next second, the old age on the paper actually meant being run over by an elderly driver. The third tester was an 18-year-old young man. As he read the prediction on the slip of paper, the smile on his face slowly faded. It said, "Hot girl." Feeling depressed, the young man sat down on the beach. Just then, a sexy girl walked up and started flirting with him. Could it be that he was destined to die from a romantic encounter? The girl asked him to help rub sunscreen on her body. Seeing her curvy figure, he swallowed hard. But when he remembered his predicted death, he managed to keep his head clear. For the sake of survival, he decisively turned and walked away. He hadn't gone far before the girl called out to him again. After a brief inner struggle, he ultimately couldn't resist, but the moment he turned back around, sure enough, he still died at the hands of a hot girl. Soon after, a tennis player stepped up to test his fate as well. The paper showed parachute failure. The athlete was completely confused. He had never gone skydiving in his life, so how could he possibly die from a parachute malfunction? While he was still standing there, utterly baffled, an accident suddenly occurred. It turned out he was crushed to death by a skydiver who had lost control midair. The final tester was a sharp, middle-aged man. The paper read, "Bear." Did that mean he would be eaten by a bear? Determined to survive, he stopped eating his favorite honey bears altogether. Even when drinking beer, he carefully checked the ingredient list. Afraid of seeing anything related to bears, he lived every day on high alert. Yet he nearly met his end because of his wife. Completely unaware of his fear, she brought out a bowl of gummy bears. The man nearly wet himself at the sight. To help ease his stress, his wife suggested going on a camping trip. But once they arrived in the wilderness, the man kept looking around nervously, terrified that a bear might jump out and tear him apart. To protect himself, he even carried an axe. At night, he hugged the axe while sleeping to feel safe. The next morning, he opened the tent and realized he was still alive. He was overjoyed. It seemed like he had been worrying for nothing. Relaxing his guard, he threw the axe aside. After returning home, he happily took out his beloved honey bears, ready to enjoy them at last. But the very next second, in the end, he still couldn't escape his fate.